Well, I have some tips for everybody today regarding my experience starting up a physical store, specifically a restaurant. Let's set the timer and see how far I am going to share with all of you with the scripts I've written down. Okay, so starting a physical store, a physical endeavor, a physical journey, you first need to understand or at least have a general idea of how much it's gonna cost. If you want to do it alone, it is not something that I would suggest. So I suggest you to find a partner to share the risk, to share the cost. Because starting a physical store requires a tremendous amount of calculation of the risk involved in the business. Because if you are the only one making the decision, sometimes it can be rash and sometimes it can lead to its downfall. Which is why I believe that it is important for you to have a partners or a group of 3 to go around and to start that endeavor. Secondly, make sure you choose your partner and your team wisely. Commitment is a very important part in your business, any business, because it is a source of motivation when there is no customers. It is a source of motivation when no one is coming to your shop and buy something to eat. Well, that is something that is quite relatable. But anyway, like I was saying, commitment inside the team is important because it is a driving force, because we trust each other that no matter how hard it takes, if you try hard, I'll try hard, the other person try hard, we all try hard, then somehow we're going to reach success. But if you don't put the commitment equally, sometimes you might feel that is lacking because of a certain person, and that sort of doubts inside the team is not something that you want. So that is why I think it is important to set up your team before getting the idea of even starting the business. Because if you don't even trust your team, then why would you even start that endeavor? So you have your calculation of risk, your total amount of budget, your team commitment, and your team setting having been set. The fourth thing that I would want to suggest to all of you is definitely going to be making spontaneous decisions over and over again. Now people say that it is not a good idea to make spontaneous decisions. Well, I support that idea. However, we have to make sure that when your teammates, your entire team have already calculated the risk and also assessed what is the consequences of making that decision, we have to make sure we make that decision. Do not keep waiting and keep procrastinating, because otherwise no one is going to make the decision, no final conclusion is going to be reached, and at the end of the day you'll be losing out on your rent money, you'll be losing out on your time, your effort, and possibly your motivation that fuel that endeavor, that fuel that journey of yours. So I would suggest that if your team discuss already, find the consequences, find the risk, just make that decision. Because from my experience, before I only run digital startup, but with starting a physical store and in a team setting environment with each of us working from far away or remotely, it is hard to gather everybody's opinion and to make a decision. It can take up to 3 days. But that decision, we're going to make it anyway. Why not just make it now? Why not just make it tomorrow instead of in the next 3, 4, 5 or 7 days? And that is something that I would suggest to all of you, to make that quick and combust decision. But of course, with consequences, understanding, and the understanding of risk. Finally, be forgiving to each other. Because in a team setting environment, there are people who ought to make mistakes. But we have to be forgiving toward each other. Actually, we have to be humane, be a human being. A human being, what I mean by that is just be honest, be genuine. Do not have a sly thought, a cunning thought to what you want to do. Do not have an ulterior motive toward your teammates. Be genuine. When someone is saying something, reply with genuine thoughts, because that is how you're gonna get your business growing. If you see a mistake, point it out and improve later on. Do not jump on other people. Do not put pressure on your teammate, but instead approach them like you want to be approached by other people. Because it's not just myself in my experience. I've worked with other people before on different projects, and people see us as objects or as a benefactor, and that is not something that we want to see in a team where everybody is investing an equal amount of money into a brand, into a project, and we don't want to see that kind of behavior. And I hope you're not displaying that kind of behavior to your partner, to your team, because that would be very unfair. And the final business tip is to have fun. Basically having fun. To me personally, I mainly and primarily focus on marketing, design, photo editing and video editing. Also, I go around to my shop and to check around with the staff as well. But I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. I literally change my entire diet, my entire workout plan to basically shape my business or my brand experience during the time working there. I take all of my work, my freelancing stuff as well, to do it at the shops, to at the same time look around in the shop and take care of the shop itself and having fun, most importantly. Because if you start a brand and you have a responsibility and you don't have fun along the journey, then and you only care about the money and the end result, then you're not going to last, because that sort of idea that I need money right now is going to burn you out very quickly. Instead, you're going to have fun, because fun and the ideas that taking risk, the ideas that fortune favors the bold really resonate with me. And I believe with my heart that if you have fun, if you take risk in every decision that you make, it's going to pay off, whether negatively or positively. But at the end of the day, you're still having fun in this endeavor. But of course, make sure that the fun you have is calculated. It's not over the top. And make sure, like I said, to respect your teammates, to respect yourself as well, and to respect your employees, the people in your shops, and your customers especially. And yeah, with that being said, that is my experience personally creating a physical store. It has been a very hard thing for me to deal with, but slowly but surely we are growing, and hopefully by the end of the year or next year we ought to become a bit bigger with a more stable income. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye. Peace. Oh, and do not forget to subscribe. Really important. We are 317. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.